See, this is why I need people here at the stream, because I just did a whole intro. I probably did the best intro of my life, and nobody could hear me. Marskew, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I'm devastated right now. It's okay. Let me get on some background music, and I'll explain everything, okay? Okay. Just keep the music in the background there, okay? Wow, that sucks. That is a big old bummer. I did the whole explanation. Okay. Let's get things straight. I'll just do it again, okay? For the longest time, I've been sitting with the most basic stream, right? Very mediocre, just accepting the fact that, you know, what we got is what we need, right? So we have the gameplay, and then in the top corner, I'll have my camera sometimes, you know, if I'm ever feeling like it. So what I'm concerned about is that it looks too basic, okay? What some people have, I don't know exactly what to say here. So the premise of this stream is to go over all the things that we've set up in the past, sort of just a recap. So we've set up overlays, transitions, notifications, announcements. Even my current method of making announcements is a very manual process. I have to go create an announcement, type in everything, get a thumbnail, get a title, link everything, add buttons, and then send it to the Discord, and nobody cares about it. You guys didn't even know I was live until I said it in the general chat, which is terrible. Really, really bad. So at this point, I'm considering, I don't know, making a whole new server. I'm not gonna make a new server, not at all. But you know, if no one's getting announcements, not even my mods, what am I to do, you know? Tom, welcome to the stream. Yeah, you want to see the beginning of the stream and you went to see the beginning and you couldn't hear that either. I'm so sorry. You don't have notifications on? That's fine. Nobody else does, apparently. So here's the idea. I want to... The music is distracting me. What do I want? I want to focus on all the important things, right? In a professional setup, you'd focus on lighting, which we have, but I'm not using it properly. In a professional setting, you want good lighting, good cameras, quality, you want good angles. I have another camera set up here, which you can't really see right now. It's over here, but we're not gonna use it just yet. My room's a mess. I've been cleaning today, and it's still in the process. You're always on Do Not Disturb. You don't like the amount of noise Discord makes. Dude, that is okay. Everyone else is in the same boat, bro. We all get a bunch of notifications. No one wants to hear it. I have pretty much everybody else's servers like turned off, so it doesn't even matter. You were on a bus and checked only the general chat. Don't worry about it. I'm not calling you guys out. Trust me. I don't blame you guys. I don't blame anybody. That's just the way of the world. Nobody wants a bunch of notifications disturbing them about things that they don't really have as like a main focus in their life. And you know what? That falls back on me because I have not set a dedicated schedule for my streams. So nobody knows when I'm going to stream. Nobody can even make it a part of their day, their week, their month of like, okay, you know, this is when the streams are going to be. This is when I'm going to be there. I'm excited for it. Nobody can, because I just sometimes feel like I'm going to stream or like I want to stream and then I do. That's it. I'm not consistent with it. I'm not, you know, I do still bump frequently. I do see that, and I do add the fire emoji every time that I can. So, dude, I appreciate that. Oh, look. It's just for you guys. Boom. It's for the notifications. I'm joking. Anyway, The whole idea is to not make my stream look goofy and boring. Not just this stream, just future streams. This stream is going to be a big mess, okay? We're going to be bouncing ideas off the wall. Just a quick, I guess, preview. We're going to be bouncing ideas off each other. We're going to see what's good, what's bad, and we're going to sort it out into what is the most important things for us to keep and actually put time and effort into improving so that we can get better streams. And so it doesn't feel so much like you're coming into this big mess of like garbage, and you can actually feel somewhat committed to what the streamer is talking about, what they're doing, and it feels more like a show, you know, rather than just some guy just sitting here playing games, talking to his buddies, you know. Although I know I want to keep that feel of like it's basic. It is like you're just hanging out with your friends. It's not stressful to watch, and if you miss a part, it's not the end of the world. But I want it to be more professional looking. I really don't like the idea of staying in this basic zone that I've kept myself in. Morgan, welcome to the stream. How you doing, buddy? Let's go, streamer boy. Yes, sir. If I have a tip, just choose one. Oh wait, oh, okay, sorry. You need to use commas, my friend. If I have a tip, just choose one evening you're usually on, set a schedule for a single evening, and any extra streams should be seen as a bonus. Branch out if comfortable, but the first step is one evening or afternoon. That's all. That's if you're serious enough about it. That's a really good point. And you know what? I was thinking we could make a list exactly of things like that. I love that idea. I think it's really good, and you're not the first person to suggest that to me. I think something I need is accountability. I need somebody or something, even an alert system or something, on my back telling me, you need to stream now, stop what you're doing, go stream. Even if you're feeling like garbage, just go stream. Because eventually it's going to become more and more active. You're going to get more people in there. And I saw that with the Minecraft streams, right? You can harass me. I would appreciate that. But in a friendly manner. I don't like the whole... I hate when people make me feel bad about not doing something. I just want like positivity, you know, like I'm excited for the stream. Let's get it going. And then that'll make me excited for it, you know? You volunteer. That would be awesome. On top of that, we could probably get a system to notify me as well and keep me on point with that. So let's get a list together of all your ideas, all my ideas, and we'll rank them in, you know, based on importance. You volunteer as a friendly harasser. Perfect. I can't wait. Next, real quickly, just again, the basic idea is, you know, most streamers, I'm pretty sure most streamers go through the phases, right? You start out with you could be the quiet harasser. That works for me. Streamers start out with, you know, just the basic stuff, right? You have a camera. Cool. Now we could stream. Other streamers, they start out with just a screen capture, right? So you can get your game on stream. You can get whatever you're doing on stream. A lot of people, it's either camera or a game. And then mix them together, you get your game and your camera, right? So that's great. It's basic. It's exactly what's needed. Nobody needs anything else. But then you get into the whole field of, okay, there's more. There's overlays. You get transitions. You get music, you get light. So you wouldn't really focus on lighting at that point, but once you get like overlays and stuff like that, you're like, okay, this is really cool. You focus on notifications, you focus on alerts and stuff like that, which is great. But then a lot of content creators always end up back where they started, where you just have the gameplay and you just have the camera. It's very basic, it's very effective, and it's all people need to see / want to see, really. Like you have these content creators. I also might have, sorry, Tom says, I also might have bought a new, more expensive Pokemon box. Ooh, I prefer my stream basic and minimal music. Something in the background. Yeah, me too. I actually think this music might be a bit too loud. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Anyway, so what I'm thinking is I want it to be basic. Not basic, I want it to be professional. And professional means only having what's needed, but having what is needed very, very good, right? So having a nice clean room is one big thing. It's called a Phantasmal Flames Elite Trainer Box, and it set me back $75. That is so off topic, but I hope you get some good stuff. Is it like a pack of like random cards? Is that what it is? Minimalistic perfection. Exactly. I love that. That's a perfect term for it. So I don't want things to be like super like just in your face flashy, like things all over the screen. I don't want these borders around my camera. I don't want text like flying across the screen. I don't want like if somebody like subscribes or follows, I do want them to be clearly given some sort of a shout out here on the stream, but I don't want it to detract from the professionalism, right? Now I'm a goofy guy, but at the end of the day, I'm also like I love like perfection, right? And I've never reached that. I've always settled. I've always settled with okay, this is whatever. I'm fine with this. I think if this is something I want to keep going and I want this to take off, I think we gotta really hone in on what is best and what we can improve. So that being said, let me open up Notepad. New. Okay, so we're just gonna make a list. So I got Notepad open. I'm gonna capture the window. Boom, boom, Notepad. Yup. There we go. Very good. Should we keep it up here? Let's keep it up there. So let's go with Tom's ideas first, right? Let's talk about schedule. That's tiny. You guys can't see that. So let's use a bulleted list. So once, I don't know. Pick an evening or pick just one day that I can get consistent with. One day to be consistent. I think that's a really good first point, because what I used to do is I used to pick, okay, I'll choose a Monday and Friday, and then that's 2 days of the week that I'm focusing on, and I'm like, okay, how do I got to think about all this stuff. And I know that's so stupid, because there's people like Tom. Oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to make you tired. I think I'm a narcoleptic. But there's people like Tom who have the ability to just live stream every single day, and I'm able to do that too. I'm not stupid. Okay, I think that is totally possible, but it's about my consistency and my motivation. I think it's so hard to continue to stream every day or all the time if let me move over here if we don't get people in chat talking and stuff like that, like this stream. You guys are here, you guys are giving great ideas, and I think consistency is what's going to get more people in here. How you doing, Sabine? Welcome. It's good to see you. Okay, it's 9 packs, a bunch of other cool things like sleeves for the more rare cards, and actual rules of the card game, plus all the essentials. What is like all the essentials? What is that? Wait, that sounds pretty solid. You get to do the actual like collecting and stuff like that. Okay, another suggestion. The announcements chat is near the top and the most used channels are in the middle. What could help is moving the announcements chat lower near those often used channels. As even if you're in general, you can see you got a ping in announcements. I can send you a list if you like of said essentials. Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. That's not a bad idea. What does everyone else think? See, my idea for my server, and it's something that I'm still on the daily working on, is I want to keep things minimalistic. I want it to be packed full of features, but I want to keep it compact. So compact full of features. Now, I'm thinking about removing the emojis in front of each chat because they're kind of all over the place and they make my brain just go like fuzzy. So I'm thinking about that. One thing I will note is we just added a ticket support chat because obviously there's a lot more active people, nowadays, and people are getting annoyed by other people, or just by things in general, or people have ideas and things like that. It'd be really, really good if you guys could open tickets and stuff like that, and then just directly talk to myself or one of the moderators who can claim the ticket, and it's just a conversation between you and them. Cool. So, does anybody have any opinions on moving the announcements chat? I always thought it would be best to keep it at the top, but I want thoughts. I want opinions. Or what if? What if? What if I moved the categories? So what if we kept... What if we kept general right under where the announcements are? So it would be above important. Thoughts? Thoughts? We'll see. To reorganize Discord chats. Announcements closer to general. Okay. Next, what I was more so thinking are more camera angles. Exactly like this one that I have set up here, and it's not good. I just put the camera on there and I just turned it on, okay? But what I was thinking is I could have more cameras around, but then for each camera, I would dress up the scene behind it, right? So again, all right, I'm back. I haven't been able to listen. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. I was talking about this camera angle here, up here, which is out of focus. What I'm thinking is to have more cameras. I know that sounds really stupid, and hear me out. I have a lot of very professional, like high-end equipment that I just don't use. I don't use it properly, and I totally could, right? I use this microphone. I use this camera. These are the two best pieces of equipment for live streaming that I have, that I think everyone who is serious about content creation should get. This camera is amazing. The lens on it is really good. The microphone's fantastic. You could have a garbage keyboard and mouse, doesn't matter. You could have a garbage monitor, doesn't matter. But those two, that's what people hear and see you with. If you're thinking of a really good setup, you don't need to worry about like your computer or anything like that. You just need a good microphone so people aren't annoyed at listening to you, and then a good camera so people aren't out there looking at 4 megapixels. It's garbage. So let's focus on what else do I want. I had some ideas. I want lighting. I need to learn about lighting. What does this mean? So I have, for anyone who's not aware, let me actually flip back to this other camera again, right? So up here, there we go. Up here we have this light, okay? Right above my monitor here, I have another light, which is just facing me. Down here to my right, I have another light. It's just like a side light. And then I have a ceiling light. And then I have 2 lamps. I have a strip light behind that thing there. And I think that's it. I could be wrong. I think that's it. And I need to learn how to properly use them, because I know that there's a real way to use it, and I'm not using it correctly. No matter how many times I watch content on it, I watch tutorials, stuff like that. It's better if I don't. better if I don't just wing it. All right. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Bear with me. You got a bunch of lights. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Okay, I'm here again. Okay. Wow. That is a lot. That is a lot of cards, dude. And dividers, and oh, you got the coin flip. Die, one plastic coin. Interesting. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. That's a lot in one box. Well, you did pay $75 for it, so I hope it's worth it. Next, I want an easy way to control music and audio and stuff like that in the streams. So one thing I've been neglecting heavily is the use of my Stream Deck. Okay, for anybody who doesn't know what a Stream Deck is, it's this little box. Can I get you to focus on that? Very dusty little box. Let me just... Best duster in the world. It's this little box that lets you connect to different software and stuff like that. I promise I'll clean this better. You can connect it to a bunch of different software and stuff like that, and it will you press a button and it'll do whatever you program it to do. I would love to use that to control lights, audio, a bunch of stuff like that. I do use the numpad keys on my keyboard here. I use that quite a bit for a bunch of stuff. I use it mainly for like muting and unmuting myself, deafening, undeafening, pausing music, changing music, stuff like that. But that's for my own personal use. That's not really for stream related stuff. So a Stream Deck, this box would be really, really good to properly use. Next, I want, so that's lighting. Let's focus on, real quick, interactivity. So this is something I would really appreciate some help with. Why are the rest of them able to be like this? Why are you the way that you are? What? Bruh. That's fine, whatever. Interactivity. What do I mean by this? So I want you guys to be able to get it together. I'm so sorry. You're so right. I want you guys to have more stuff that you could do in the chat. I don't want you guys just to sit there and all you have are those hearts. I love the hearts. It's actually really cool how I can see the hearts show up there. I think it would be even better if I could have like, no, again, that's like taking away from the minimalism. So I was just about to say that the hearts that you show there in the chat, like over here in the bottom corner, I could have the hearts like show up like just a little bit the same way that they show up here on my screen. That could be really nice, but I don't have that. I'm not going to do that. Again, we get caught up in all these little gimmicks, and I think it detracts from what the stream is actually about. So, all right, back again. Yo, what's up, Tom? Interactivity. I want you guys, it's fine, bro, don't sweat it. I was actually watching your stream. It's still open on my laptop, by the way, this morning, and I was typing on my phone. But interactivity, I need ideas. I want to know what you guys want to do in the chat, because YouTube is not the same as Twitch. You don't have all these different customization things that are pre-built into the website, into the app, whatever. You don't have all these things that are just native to it. But what you want, don't sweat it, homie. But what you want is a bit more than just being able to slap an emoji in chat or just type in chat. I think YouTube is really nice for two main reasons, I think. Number one, everyone already has an account. You don't need to make a ton of, you don't need to make another account. You don't need to worry about like learning new UI. It's just something you already have. Everybody has it. It's so simple, and you know how to use the interface. Okay, so you go into a stream, you start chatting. It's there. That's basic. But on Twitch, you have to learn how to go into a stream. When you pull up a stream, the chats are kind of complicated. They're not complicated, I'm aware, but there's so many more options to it, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I just think it's always gotten in the way of like just basic, okay, just want to watch this. So what I want is to bring back a bit of that interactivity, something for you guys to be able to do. So I want to hear from you guys what you think we could do on the stream to allow you guys. You have no idea, no clue what I could do for interactivity, not gonna lie. It's a really good. I'm glad you have no idea. It makes me feel slightly better about the fact that I also have no idea. Now, there is something called StreamerBot. Now, what StreamerBot does is it lets you make your own, like write your own script so that people in your stream are able to do whatever they want and they can interact with any system that you set up with your OBS. You know, Twitch has this one Pokemon bot that you really enjoy that lets the little Pokemons run across the bottom of the screen. I think if that's the one that you're talking about, then not my style. Again, I think I want to keep things professional and basic while keeping it really rich in professionalism. No, that's not the one. Which one are you talking about? Catching them in chat, etc. But that's not professional. I get that. But I guess having a bunch like, now I don't. My viewers, you guys don't have to be professional. I'm the one that has to be professional. You guys can be absolute goofballs like you currently are. And that's a good thing. Be proud of it. But I want to put on a show for you guys. I don't want to just turn my camera on and, you know, if I'm going to be doing the same thing here on stream that I'm doing in the voice chat, there's no reason for me to stream because it's just a place for me to be in voice chat with you guys, but you guys just don't have the ability to actually speak with your microphones, you know? But by keeping it minimalistic and professional, it occasionally having viewers message said out loud can make for some great clips. That is a really, really, really good point. I love that idea. So what about so text to speech? What would this be for? So would this be for like donations? I don't know. How else could we do it? The reason I say donations is because when you donate, you have the ability to like leave a message. Whereas if you subscribe on YouTube, there's no like comment that you can make. You know what I mean? Think back to Queso's popular clips where occasionally his PlayStation messages show up. Oh, that's a really, really good point. Really good point. Maybe live polls? How would that work? Let me just finish writing donations here. For now, we'll leave it as donations. I'll say ETC. So it's possible that we have more options when we get around to it. Right now we're just brainstorming, I guess. Can be text to speech or just display on the screen. Okay, that works. That works. We're running out of space here, guys. Gosh. Live polls are really good. But how can we build on that? Like, what would the polls be for? Would it be for picking the game? Would it be for just random questions in chat? Maybe. Firstly, number one. So are you saying like, Tom, I promise I'm seeing your messages. I will read them in a second. Are you saying like we have polls that pick the schedule? The schedule? Is that what you're saying? Like in game, should we do this run with guns or no guns? Ooh, that's a good point. That sounds to me like a really good idea. I'm just wondering, how do you think we could implement that in my workflow so that it doesn't take me away from creating the content, you know, too much? Like, of course, if I'm going to create a poll, I'm going to create a poll. Excuse me. Let's see here. So just an easy, inexpensive way to get people on board. That's a really good point. But letting viewers have the feeling that they can add something to the stream is a big motivator to type. That I agree, absolutely. Predictions, like on Twitch. Okay. Interesting. Don't worry, I'm just yapping and giving as many ideas as possible. I like these ideas. These are really good. Wouldn't recommend the last one. Wait, yeah. Like next stream Tuesday or Wednesday. I think I totally see where you guys are going with this. That sounds almost like in Twitch when you could use points to make some rules or games you play. It's tiring to have to stream. Yeah, I get that, but I mean, I'm glad you're here, Tom, because like you are there. You know, you're a streamer as well, so you know exactly how it feels to, you know, have to stream or just to stream, right? It's so nice to just hop on stream whenever you want, but having a schedule, that's really difficult. Again, like I tried having a schedule to upload YouTube videos. Look where we're at. I don't think I've posted in like 2 months now. Maybe 3. I don't know. It is, man. Yeah. It's draining. And you know what? This is something people don't really talk about. When you have a really good stream, when people show up and they talk and everyone's active, you feel so good that stream, that day, you had a great day. And then you go back and the next stream you do, if it doesn't do as well, you maybe don't notice it straight away, but you feel kind of bummed out. It sort of ruins the vibe of it for you. So you're not as into it, things just aren't going well, and you just feel like you're just having a bad one, you know? And it's not that you're having a bad one. Maybe you're having a great one, but you're just comparing to your previous session where you did really well. Start blaming yourself. Exactly. So you start blaming yourself, and it's not constructive. You know, you have a good stream, great, that's so good, but the next stream is going to feel terrible because it's not as active, you know, all that sort of stuff. What did I do last time that I can't recreate this time? Exactly. So that's a bit of a tough one. So maybe that's like another reason why it's good to like gradually build things up. Anyway, let's, now that we have some like, I think, let me write down that the polls thing here. Why is it the way that it is, bro? There we go. I like the polls. I like that. Another one that works well. Oh, Marscoot as well. Channel points. That's really cool. I gotta find a way to display them to you guys, but I don't know exactly how that would work. But I could look into that. All these different things after the stream or even during the stream, I'll look into, I'll go over, I'll try to find the best way to implement it, and then we'll get it sorted. Now, what I'm also thinking is, another one that works well, stream with other people. So you're responsible for your chat and the other streamer. What do you mean? The other streamer is responsible for my chat, or I'm responsible for myself and somebody else? What do you mean? so you have to get on. I get that. You know, what that brings up in my memory is, Taylor. So she can't back out as easy. You're totally right about that. And it's sort of on your. What am I doing? My headphones. And it's on your schedule, so it's like, okay, no, today I got to do this. I don't have any other. I can't make other plans. I'm gonna be there this time. I have to do this. 2 people are expecting you. That's a really good point, actually. I like that. Where would this go down to? I'd say that would go up to schedule. So that would be co-stream. Accountability. There we go. I can definitely spell accountability with autocorrect. Appreciate it. That's a really good point. I like that. I can work on that, but I don't want the issue with co-streaming is, number one, you have to plan things a bit better. You can't just hop on and do whatever you want. Like right now, I'm here. I'm just talking the whole time. We haven't actually done any productive, meaningful effort, but we're definitely planning here. Yeah, I feel like if I had another person here, we would just be bouncing ideas off each other as well, but it wouldn't be as good. Yeah, you have it planned. It's easier to plan as you're already in a conversation. Oh my goodness. Got on my PC, got tired of typing on mobile. That makes sense. I would also get tired of typing on that. I was going to say, what that idea brings up is the memory that Taylor, in our Discord server, for anybody who's not there, she's part of like this streamer organization or something of the sorts, where there's other people that sort of not necessarily depend on her streaming, but I don't know, she says she has like a manager or something along those lines, and there's other people that are like telling her, listen, you gotta stream more, and then they get into arguments because she doesn't stream more and stuff like that, and then she feels bad, and I don't want to feel bad for not doing something that's a hobby of mine. I don't want anybody to like have to, like just to tell me what to do, when to do it. Now I totally get it, and I want more consistency, but this isn't something that I want somebody to tell me what to do, when to do it. I'm my own boss in this scenario, okay? I'm gonna stay here, but get the Minecraft server in the meantime. Ooh, that's a good idea. I wonder how someone has a manager for streaming at 500 followers. Don't ask me, bro. Don't ask me. I don't have a manager. I just push a bunch of buttons and then I press play. So that's about it. Yeah. No, I totally agree. It doesn't make sense to me to have anybody else sort of tell me. Now, no one tells her what to do, but they definitely like, they get annoyed when she doesn't, and that's not what I want. I don't want anybody else to tell me what to do when they want. Doesn't work that way for me. Okay, so now that we have like a list of main things, right? What I would like is a list of individual little itty bitties that we can use. Okay, me neither. I can't remember what I said. Oh, you don't want somebody telling you what to do? Yeah, dude, you're your own streamer. You have your stuff sorted. Like, you don't need anybody telling you what to do, when to do it. Exactly. And that's the whole point of streaming. Like, nobody becomes a live streamer with the hopes of like, oh, I'm gonna start live streaming so that some guy can give me a schedule, and then get mad at me when I don't follow it. What? Maybe unless you aim at becoming a content creator for an organization. At that point, what are you gonna do? At least you're getting like something to do. Money farm, etc. Exactly. Most people start for fun. Yeah. Oh, sorry, money fame. Yeah. Exactly. That's what most people get into it for. Stay for the opportunity. Exactly. Like if I'm going to live stream, like, dude, I make YouTube videos, and then these companies reach out to me about like sponsorships, and then they reach out to me about like play tests and stuff for games and stuff, and that's really, really great. One of my biggest dreams growing up was getting sponsored by Razer. Now that sounds ridiculous because it happened, but I'm telling you, there was this guy. I think his name was Tom. if you go on a YouTube and you look up Tom Syndicate, he's a YouTuber and he used to do Minecraft videos, and I used to watch them because they were great. But he used to do like a bunch of other videos as well, and he would get sponsored by Razer, and they would send him so much stuff. They would send him like the coolest gaming equipment, and I always thought, wow, that's like, imagine one day I could be there and do that. No way that could ever happen to me. I'm just like a regular guy, and boom, I got sponsored by Razer a few times. And okay, some of the equipment wasn't the best, but some of it was really, really good. I do use Razer on a daily basis. I use it for my mouse, my PC case. I use it for, I'm sure there's a few other things around here that I can't think of off the top of my head, but the point being, people get into it because they have their own ambitions, not because someone else tells them this is our goal and you got to do this to do this or to hit the goal. Anyway, next, here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about individual little itty bitties that we can do manually, either with software or with physical equipment, to improve how things are, how things look, how things feel, how they sound, all that sort of stuff. So I saw this video earlier today. Let me just remove this for a moment. I saw a video earlier today. Now the video was about this system that this man set up, where based on who's speaking in this podcast, the cameras will auto switch. So it's voice activated in a sense. So it's focus on voice, or something like that, or auto voice focus. Basically what it did is whoever's speaking into their microphone, and you'd have like multiple camera setups, one pointing at me, one pointing at, let's say I'm doing a podcast with Tom, let's say I'm doing a podcast with Sabine, then whoever's talking to their microphones, that's the active camera. And then if multiple people talk, it'll just switch between like who's the most active. And if nobody's talking, it'll switch to a wide shot where it shows everybody. It was really, really cool. And this man had some very expensive equipment to do this. It's not cheap at all to do this. But he, you know, obviously with expensive equipment, you can do whatever you want. But what I'm thinking is, how can I do this without having to spend more money? I have so much equipment. Like I since I was a kid, I collected hardware of all different sorts, cameras, mics, cables. You should see what's in there and what's under my bed over here. The amount of cables, the amount of little boxes that do different little things, it's really cool. But what I want is to be able to have all of them, or a few different, I just want to set up the same thing, but for free, right? Not for free, obviously I had to pay for the equipment at some point, but based on, I want to make it with what I have. Podcast sounds so much fun. That is a great point, because I messaged Tony earlier today about setting up a podcast, because we spoke about it previously. We thought it was a great idea. He's been a little more distant lately. I think he's just going through a bit of a rough patch. I really hope he's doing well, but I think it would be awesome having Tony on for a podcast, and you too, Sabine. But we got to figure out topics of conversation and make sure that things stay on topic and they don't digress, and nobody's talking over anybody, and things are, you know, done properly in a proper way. You know what I'm saying? I again, professional minimalism, I guess, or I don't know, what is it? Perfectionist minimalism, something like that. Whatever you said, Tom. You think that's a great idea? Not any additional expenses. Exactly what I meant to say. Thank you. Yeah, so I think that would be probably one of the best scenarios, if we could get some, exactly what I described for the whole podcast thing. Get a topic, sort of block it out. Don't plan out every word that you say, but you know, this is the topic we're going to talk about. Here's a few anecdotes about that topic or relevant to that topic. Maybe we could bounce off each other a little bit, and then everybody just goes off on their own with these topics in mind, and then we write down our own things. Okay, and then that'll lead to everybody. We talk about this, you know, somebody brings up a conversation topic, and then other people ask questions on it. They divulge. It really, that's like a really good way to flow through the like a podcast conversation. I think something that I always neglect to think about is the fact that I say or these little bits between when you know what to say and when you're kind of just like waffling. Right there, it's really hard to stop yourself from doing that, and I don't keep that in mind very often. I just say whatever's on my mind, and to a certain extent that keeps things more real. But at the end of the day, if I want this to become a show of sorts, I don't want you say like a lot. Yeah, me too, very very often. But I don't want to have those filler ums and uhs and likes and stuff like that just fills the sentence just to fill it, So now that we're done talking about the podcast thing specifically, let's get back to what I wanted to talk about there, about equipment and setups and stuff like that. Okay, so one thing, cameras. I want that automated system. So automated cameras. Did I spell that right? Nice, I did. Automated cameras. I want them to switch between, this angle, this angle, this angle, or even like an angle that's like pointing at my desk would be really cool. But I would want that to be off camera. I don't want that to be captured by my main camera, because if I want this main camera to be focused on me and nothing else, I want there to be no distractions. Let me move back over here. Automated cameras. I want them to do scene switching, or I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I have so many webcams, it's disgusting. I've been thinking about, and I keep saying this, I want to do like a giveaway for webcams because I have so many. But I don't know if it's worth it. I have a few Logitech web cameras. I got a bunch of stuff. Also, if anybody wants like a high quality camera, like webcam, everybody at this point in life has like somewhat of a smartphone, like a decent smartphone. You can use this. I would really, really recommend using this as a webcam. It's so good. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using your front camera. I would use a back camera, because you could like have it on a mount up here, like up off screen, where this camera currently is, and then you just have it pointing at you, and then you have that connected to your OBS. Boom, you have a really high quality camera. Great colors, because the new cameras on new phones have great colors. I had a phone from, what is it, like 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, that had a really good camera on it. It was just a gaming phone, and I used that as a webcam for so long. It had better quality than I could have gotten out of this camera over here before I really knew how to use this camera. The lighting and the colors are all off right now, so just bear with me, okay? I literally just put the camera up there and turned it on. That's it. It's out of focus. The colors are off. I gotta work on it. But you see what I mean? You can get really high quality high quality footage from a phone camera. Just a little side note for any of you that want a better setup, and your webcams aren't really hitting the mark. So there's that. Backdrop. Here's what I'm focusing on the backdrops. I need your opinions. So back here, we have all this space, and the walls, like the paint's chipping off. It's just, it could be better, right? What I'm thinking very, very specifically, let me pull it up here. Wooden wall panels. Yeah. Let me see if I can like show you guys this real quick. Excuse me. And then this would be... Do you see this? Yeah, you see this. Let me, boom, move that over here. You see this? These are the wall panels here. See, they're like planks and stuff. It's like just wooden slats. You see how it looks like in this studio? Okay, just no. You get what I mean, right? I love that look. It's so nice. You see how it just fits? You know, that I don't like how it's got that outline, to be honest with you. I mean, it looks good there, but I don't think it would look good in my room. It just looks so nice. I love it. You could do so much with it. And so what I would plan is you'd get, how can I, whatever, you get the point, right? So you see on the right side here, they've got lights. What am I doing, bro? They've got lights coming up and down here, and you know, I think it just works, bro. So I want to get some of these, and I want to pimp out my room behind me. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Let's see. Whenever I'm gonna open another Pokemon box, I'm gonna do exactly that. Do exactly what? I can't remember what. You're gonna set up your camera the way that I mentioned it. The quality of my current webcam is fine for my face, not so much for close-ups. Yeah, you know what is even better as well? Your phone camera auto focuses. You don't have to worry about like zooming in and out. You don't have to worry about like your lighting being an issue if you go too close or too far. You do, yes. House renovation, exactly. I want to pimp out the background, not just there. If we're gonna have an angle from here, I'm gonna have to pimp out up here. If we're gonna have an angle from here, I gotta pimp out back here. It's just part of the scene. And regardless, I do want this room, this entire room, to be somewhat of a studio. I've been thinking, I have a walk-in wardrobe over here. You guys probably don't know that. I have a walk-in wardrobe over here. So I was thinking about taking my bed and just putting it in there. I would probably, you know, honestly looking at it, I could probably fit my bed in. Like, it's definitely big enough for my bed. It's kind of crazy to think. Like, I got a pretty big bed. Use my phone camera. Use your phone as a camera. I do know that. You do know about my walk-in wardrobe with the 50-inch curved monitor. Yes, exactly. So I have, if I can get that bed into this wardrobe, which is possible, then what I would personally do is I would get another desk over there similar to this one. I would swap out these Alex drawers for black ones because that's just what I want. Believe it or not, I don't want these white ones. They just look weird. So I would probably get another setup back there of the same thing with black drawers, curved monitor, and that would be more for recording and stuff like that. So I would have everything over here for gaming, and I would have everything over there for editing, right, and recording. So that way I don't have to worry about giving any computer performance to like away to a live stream or a recording. I can have all the live streaming and recording done on there at the same time, and here this computer focuses simply on gameplay. You know what I'm saying? If not, don't worry about it. It's just stuff. So let's close that. Let's open up the backdrops, and what I want in my backdrops, wooden. Come on. Wooden panels. Light strips. So, for light strips, believe it or not, I actually have more lights. I have so many lights, in fact, that I just have a bunch. I have so many lights, bro. I have more of these. I have not just these ones. I have more in this drawer. I have got some more under my bed. That's where they are. Just LED light strips, basically. And in those wall panels, I would like to put some light strips. Now, if they're good quality, I don't want some like not great quality light strips. You know what I mean? Just makes things look cheap and garbage. If I can't get any, then I'll just use these ones plus a diffuser, which is like just some like faded kind of plastic that lets light through, but it doesn't let you see what the, you know, it doesn't let you see through it. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's like, I don't know, foggy glass kind of thing. I unironically love my base. What do you mean your base? Like your setup? It's so chillin'. I've got farms. Oh, sorry, Minecraft base. Yeah, by the way, anybody who is unaware, the Minecraft server is open. Now, Tom's been live streaming it, and actually, believe it or not, I feel like that has been very beneficial for me to see what we should be improving and adding to the server. So keep streaming, Tom. It's nice to see. Finn Arts. Yo, how you doing, man? Hey, bro. How are you? I'm good. How are you? It has been a while. I recognize the name. I don't remember who you are, where you came from. I'm so sorry. That's my brain just not braining. What else? Oh, by the way, I want fake plants. Fake plants. I promise I can type faster than you're watching me type. Pixel Baba. Oh, Pixel Baba, dude. What happened? Yep, I'm aware. I'm very, very aware that your account got hacked. Are you okay? And did you get it back? What happened, bro? You love plants? Me too. I love them, but I used to have this little plant on my desk. Okay, let me remove this for a second. I used to have this plant on my desk. It was a real one, and it was one of those little potted, those little small ones that you can keep on your desk, and they're kind of out of the way, you know? I was watering it, I was taking care of it, and at a certain point, it just got too big, right? It was just leaves everywhere. I'd always have to clean it up, water it still. I didn't know how to like keep it short. I didn't want like this big plant on my desk. I just wanted to keep the thing alive, keep my desk looking nice. I couldn't do it. I had to get rid of it. I didn't get rid of it. I just gave it to my sister or my mom or someone who actually likes plants. Marsku +1 to plants. Guys, for anyone who doesn't know, Marsku's name on a lot of platforms is Save My Plants. So she's kind of the homegirl when it comes to plants. Let's see here. No, not get that back, but made a new one. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear. That's rough, man. That is rough. Well, your account is still in the Discord server. Because it's boosting the server. So, and I'm gonna keep it there. I hope you join the server again and continue boosting because we're having a great time. The Minecraft server is open for you to join if you want. Just send me your Minecraft username and I'll whitelist you, all that sort of jazz. But anyway, where were we? We were talking about plants. So I used to have this little pot of plants on my desk, and it just got too outrageous. So what I want is to get a nice plastic one that looks real, and then keep that on my desk. What do you guys think? Not just my desk. I would want, if I was going to get those panels, I would want them hanging from the walls as well. This tree back here is real. It gets watered. It is somehow maybe alive. I don't know. Don't ask me. It's not bald, so it's probably alive, maybe. And yeah. So I'm gonna get fake plants. That's added to the list. Just spawning salmon, and with MCMMO, you can't keep fishing in the same spot. Really? The salmon don't get pulled towards me. They just spawn. Wow. Wow. I didn't know that. You joined? Nice. Limitless. I love it. How you doing, man? Good to see you. There we go. Okay, so what else? Transitions. This will probably go before this. Transitions. Did I spell that right? Who cares? Let me boom. So when I'm live streaming, if I'm gonna switch between different camera angles, I do not want to just switch from one camera angle to the next. Why not? Because sometimes it's good to like preview what the camera is going to look like before you actually click into it. So what we could do is have one scene where it's this camera angle, and then let's say I'm talking about something. I'm kind of far away. I do apologize. Let's say I'm talking about something and I want to transition to another camera angle. Then what I would do is I would continue doing what I'm doing, and then I'd have a transition scene, not just a transition, and then I'd prepare myself for the next camera angle for example, boom, let's say we're talking here, and then it's going to transition here, and now I'm talking to you guys from over here. You see what I mean? See what I mean? There's like different angles that we could do. Again, I'm just using that as an example. It's a bad angle. You have to get off your laptop now because the bus is arriving, but if y'all are still here, maybe in about half an hour I'll join back. Sounds like a plan. I don't know if we will be. I've been live for over an hour now, but we will see. We will see. I'll send you a screenshot on Discord of the fish. Bad angle, lol. Yeah, sorry. I'm working on it. I just threw the camera up there. I keep saying that. My bad. And then what? The transitions, important. Backdrops, important. I have to pay for the backdrops. It's gonna be after I measure everything, but it's gonna be kind of not that cheap. And then I'm gonna have to install it all. It's gonna be all a thing. You sent me a friend request? Oh wait, I got a message as well. Wow. Try fishing at least 3 blocks away. That's so crazy. I never knew that. Wow, I never knew that, Tom. That's really cool. Yeah, broski. I accepted your friend request. There you go. Let me wave. Beautiful. It's not cool. It is cool. Well, why don't you... Your dock isn't a viable method. Can't you move away and then move back after you've moved 3 blocks? Then you could just move from the left side to the right side of your dock. No worries, homie. Anyway, yeah, guys, listen, really do join the Minecraft server. You can't? Oh, Tom, that is a bummer. That is a bummer. We can talk about the fishing plugin and then improve the server a little bit from there. Maybe I'll just remove the fishing plugin. You have to make a big dock. I know the fishing plugin has nothing to do with the MCMMO. To make a big dock, like 50 blocks wide. I don't know what to tell you, pal. GG's. Okay. Any more thoughts? Any more ideas? Any oh, you know what? The notifications. I need opinions here. Nobody gives a flying turd about the notifications. Nobody cares. Again, I will see about moving the announcements chat down. I want some more opinions on that. Tom suggested to take the announcements chat and move it closer to the general chat so people could see it easier. That's a really good idea, but at the same time, I think all the chats there are somewhat useful, right? Maybe I'm blind to the idea, but the rules chat is important. Links, that's not that important. To be honest, I could probably get rid of the links chat. But those are like my affiliate links and stuff like that. Then there's the YouTube count, members count, movie night. Interesting. Maybe I could get rid of the YouTube count if nobody cares about that one. Rage counter. Go on, expand on that idea. Go ahead. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'll give you a moment. Vapor fog machine for background. I like your thoughts. That, or I could just get like some people who vape just to blow some, smoke behind me. You could also just reorganize them for announcements to be at the bottom of that section. I don't want that. Announcements should be number 1. I could think about reorganizing. I could think about reorganizing. I'll see what I think is maybe the most viable solution, while keeping all chats. I'll just list them by importance, to be honest. But yeah. Do you use stream markers like for easy clipping? I don't. That's maybe a good idea. Transition. Stream markers. So for anybody who doesn't know what stream markers are, when you live stream, you can click a button either, depending on your streaming platform, you can either click a button on your website or in your OBS, your streaming software, that sort of adds a little bit of a marker to either your recording or your stream, so that later on when you go back and rewatch it, you'll have different moments sort of clipped out already for you, or at least marked out, so you can go back and clip it. So I think that's a really good idea, but that requires me to think into the whole editing side of things. And now I love editing. I don't like how long it takes, and sometimes I'm not funny enough to come up with solutions. To come up with funny video ideas, or just to come up with funny edits, whatever. And I know it sort of comes naturally based on how you like what footage you're working with, but I don't know. I don't know if that'll help so much, but that comes sort of more under the whole editing side of things. And I hate thinking about editing, because it's like official. It's like actual work. It's like office work. It's boring. I feel like I'm putting everyone to sleep. Listen, I think what's best is, I don't know what's happening here. I want to take the rest of my room and I want to make it official. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make actual layouts of things. I want to make the room look nice. I know it does look nice and the lighting is really good, but we could do better. It's not very professional, I think. It's somewhat professional, but it could be better. The couch, for example, doesn't fit with any of the rest of the furniture. I think well, you can't see it, but the plant pot isn't black. It's just like a dark gray. Could be better. Anyway, do we have any more ideas? Notifications. How can we improve notifications? Apart from moving the Discord chats. Because nobody, listen, Marsku is a mod, and she didn't get notified that the stream was happening. She would not have joined if I didn't say it in general chat. So, what do I do? What do I do? There is a community section on YouTube that allows you to make posts for upcoming streams, or just for polls and stuff for your channel, for your viewers and subs and stuff like that. So that might be possible. One thing I do not want to resort back to is DMing people. That gets on everybody's nerves and nobody cares about it. And no one has the heart to say stop. So interesting. You know what? This has been a very informative session. I appreciate everybody for coming. I don't think there's too much. Else to go over. Sabine said when she comes to. Oh, you're so nice. You're so kind. You could also say this in the stream chat, but you know what? Don't worry about it. Maybe not. I don't know. But yes, that'd be great. Guys, off stream, I'm gonna work on making things look more cinematic. I want an intro to the live stream, not just like some basic intro, but when I click live, I want. If I get any ideas, I'll let you know, dude. Absolutely, thank you. When I start a live stream, I don't want to just start it and get going. Well, maybe sometimes, but I want to start it and I want it to look professional. I want us to start off strong, like an opening scene. I want there to be start, middle, and end. Even if I was different overlays if needed, you know what I mean? Maybe the overlays could be like updates for the Discord server or whatever. I'm just thinking about how I could make this easier for me. Obviously, there would be an initial big load of work that needs to be done, and then afterwards we would reap the benefits. You know what I mean? So, but that sort of fits in with like everything that I've done with my career. Right? So there's like, let's say there's a task that takes me 10 minutes to do. If I have to do that task 10 minutes for the rest of my life every day, that's a lot of time. Whereas if I spend like 2 or 3 days working on a program that does that for me, then I just save myself however many more days in my life to not do that thing. Anyway, I'm gonna keep yawning, so I think it's best if I end this stream. I think it's best. Listen, I appreciate all of you. I love you so much for coming here and talking to me and giving me great ideas. Tom, Sabine, Finn, everybody, Marsku, everybody. I appreciate all of you. Morgan joined as well. Guys, you guys are the best. All right, I'm gonna hop off. If you have any more ideas, send them on Discord, and please add one opposite color light, like yellow on the left and pitch blue on the right. You're totally right. This side is lit up, this side is not. This is daylight out here. This is daylight. I'm there with you. I need to buy more lights. That's simply it. I know I have these LEDs, but these are all Hue lights, and these are not cheap, but they're very good. So I want to get some more of those lights over there, and then we'll light up this side and make it more uniform. Okay. Thank you. That's a great idea. I appreciate you. Guys, have a good one. I love you. I'll see you next time.